Boom, we're live. What's up, everybody? This is Omar from the Third Rail. I hope everybody's doing fine, man. I just want to talk about Joe Rogan. Joe M.T. Rogan. What's the matter, Joe Rogan? What's going on, my brother? I think his numbers are down at fucking Spotify, so he need to spice it up once in a while. But I used to watch Joe Rogan long time. I used to watch him when he was on YouTube. Every day I used to watch him. I liked his show. He was more neutral. He used to ask questions. He used to bring a lot of interesting guests. Every time he'll have somebody, talk about the Indians history, about the pyramids and things like that. It's okay. You could ask these questions. He'll bring political people. He lets them talk. But all of a sudden, since he moved to Spotify, instead of continuing that platform that was neutral, all of a sudden he's become a culture warrior. All of a sudden, Joe Rogan has become a culture warrior. First of all, with the vaccine, all of a sudden he started talking about what's that, ivermectin, with all these medication that was for horses, and he wanted to give it to humans. Joe Rogan is a comedian. He's a comedian. That's what he is. But and I like him as a comedian. I used to like his podcast. I don't watch it as much because it went to Spotify. But my issue is that with Joe Rogan 2.0, since he made that $100 million from Spotify, he's been controversial a little bit, right? He's been saying a lot of crazy shit. Either bumps his numbers up because he needs the numbers to go up. Of course, we don't know what his numbers are. They go up and down. It's not like YouTube. In YouTube, we used to know every day if his numbers are going up or down. But in Spotify, we don't know. So he starts saying crazy shit. Conspiracies, election frauds. The fuck you talking about, Joe? Say it ain't so, Joe. Oh, he's trying to get out of his contract and he's trying to get that money from Rumble after he leaves Spotify. Oh, he's trying to create a competition. Joe Rogan's base, we know it is right wing and young, because you could know that because every time he has a guest, from comedians to whatever, they get a big bump. They get like 10,000, 20,000 new followers. And these followers are mostly like Donald Trump like followers, right wing followers, young. I don't know, man. I don't want to call them idiots, but they're right wing people. So once you get that following, when you get that bump, when you go to Joe Rogan, you have to feed the new base, because when you get new subscribers from a different segment of the population, and you're making money off them, like Joe Dora, he does the same thing. You understand? I don't know what he said. What's up, brother? What's that? I don't know what you're saying, brother. Suhail Rahami. I don't know what you're saying, brother. I think we're from Pakistan. Anyway, so Joe Rogan, when you go to Joe Rogan's podcast, you're getting a big bump. A lot of people come right wing right away. I give you a lot. Jimmy Dora, Dave Rubin. Let me see. I'm gonna give you more and more and more and more. A lot of people, they go there, they just come out differently. Why you think Tim Pool is so popular? Tim Pool is a piece of shit. He got his bump from Joe Rogan when he had to meet with Dorsey of Twitter. That's a big show. So the whole idea is, Joe, why have Joe changed? I mean, there's no need. Let's see what he has to say. The first clip. Hold on.
Oh, it's not way. Zero. Do you think? Election fraud.
Election fraud.
No.
Okay. I don't know how much seconds it has. I gotta see which one is the longest one. Yeah, this is it. Okay. First of all, Joe Rogan in this clip, he has David what's his name? Patrick Ben David, whatever the fuck his name is. He's a guy. He's a millionaire. He has a lot of money. I don't know, in insurance, but he's been, for the last year, he's been, trying to suck that right wing thing, ice cream. He started saying a lot of crazy shit. He's with DeSantis. He's trying to get, because there's a lot of money in right wing media. If I became a right winger, I would make a lot of money. Instead of here, I have nobody talking on my commenting on my channel or even supporting me real. I'm not making no money here. but I have to sell my soul. I can't sell my soul because I don't believe in right-wing issues. You know, I believe in social issues like social values. Okay, I'm with you, but I don't believe in hateful racism and people I'm better than you and better than I'll tell people what to do. I can't. I tried and I couldn't do it. I tried to become like a bit of a right wing. I couldn't do it. I just said, if I'm going to do that, I might as well leave YouTube and just leave it alone because that's not me. So let's go. He's now with Patrick. This guy Patrick is another fucking con artist right here. And they're talking about election fraud. There is no election fraud in the United States. There's no such thing. There is no election fraud in the United States. I'm telling you right now. Okay? And if there is, they don't get it with like 2, 3 people, 5 people. They get them. Now let's see what they have to say. Okay, well, let's listen to this. Okay, hold on.
How much election fraud do you think is real?
Here we go, Joe. You want to go to election fraud?
Yeah, because
Here we go, Joe. Joe, you want to go to election fraud, Joe? He's sucking Joe's dick right now. Come on, Joe. Let's feed that base, man. Let's tell this lie. Go ahead, Joe. I want to be like you, Joe.
I don't think it's zero.
No,
It's
no
not
way.
zero. I think we could all agree it's not zero.
No way it's not zero.
And we know that these voting machines can be fucked with.
Yeah.
And we know that there's some irregularities, all that Kerry Lake stuff in Arizona that they're trying to.
Carrie Lake lost in Arizona. You see, this is a problem right here. Joe Rogan now, instead of being a fucking comedian, and you saw his comedy hour, he uses a cat and he was a dog. Fucking piece of shit. He's not funny, right? Fuck it. I lied. He wouldn't begin. He's not funny. All of a sudden, right, he wants to inject right-wing conspiracies or QAnon conspiracies. Carrie Lake lost the election. She's not the governor of Arizona. She lost. Everybody knows she's lost. And it's a shame. You know, I'm not going to give him the front. I got to be there. I got to be up front, man. It's my fucking channel. Carrie Lake lost the election. Everybody and their mother knows that. And to have Joe Rogan with 10 million followers or views a day repeat the lie of election fraud is dangerous, irresponsible, silly, and stupid. That's what it is.
Dismiss. It doesn't look like that's invalid. It looks like there's real fraud there. It looks like there's some real shenanigans there. At the very least, there was voting machines that weren't working properly, and it seems very suspicious that a lot of them were in Republican areas. There's a lot of shenanigans. And I think there's coordinated efforts to make sure that certain people get elected. I don't know how far they.
What's the proof you have, Joe? You know, you have a podcast of what, 50 million followers a day, and motherfucker, I don't have that shit, man. And I'm responsible for what I say. What evidence do you have that there's election fraud in Arizona? That's crazy shit you're saying. The last time people talk like that, all that crazy shit happened January 6th, when the fucking nut jobs came from all over the country to try to overthrow the government. You understand?
Go, but I know it's not zero.
How do you know? How do you know, Joe? Oh, fuck yourself, you fucking bald-headed bastard. He's a piece of shit. You have the other guy. Joe, you want to go there? You sure you want to go there, Joe? I mean, that's crazy shit. Here's another moment out of Joe. Okay, now.
January 6th thing.
Hold on right now. Now he has a good comedian. I forgot his name. I think Gaffin. He's a good guy. But you have to understand that Joe Rogan's podcast is very important to these people. They get a big bump when they go there. He's like Johnny Carson right now. If you go, now this guy, he went there. Now the next week, his shows will be sold out all over the country, and he'll be able to make money for the next year until he invites him again. So it's hard to argue with somebody that you need. There is no balance of power here. You understand what I'm saying? Let's listen to what he has to say. This is the craziest shit I've ever heard that Joe Rogan have said. I haven't heard. I mean, this is the stupidest shit you have ever said.
Is pretty bad.
Well, the January 6th thing is bad, but also the intelligence agencies were involved in provoking people to go into the Capitol building. That's a fact.
So wait a minute.
What's the fact, Joe? Watch now what he's going to say. Now, remember, the other guy, he doesn't have He's not as strong as Joe. He needs Joe. You see, in the beginning, he said, oh, it was terrible. Now, Joe Rogan is going to go into his diatribe of bullshit and try to talk about conspiracies, about the intelligence agency, all that shit. There was nobody doing it. It was just dumb idiots that came to Washington and listened to the biggest idiot in the world called Donald Trump. There was nothing there. That's facts right there. That's facts.
You're saying that guy, what's his name?
Ray Epps.
Yeah, you really think that he
I don't know, but I do know that
I think
every
that's pretty
other
apparent. I think he's going to sue Fox.
I think every other person who was involved in January 6th, who was involved in coordinating a break-in into the Capitol and in instigating people breaking, they were all arrested. This guy wasn't. Not only that, they were defending him in the New York Times, the Washington Post, all those different things, because saying that Fox News is unjustly accused him of instigating. Well, he clearly instigated. He did it on camera. I don't know if he was a Fed. I know a lot of people think he was a Fed. The people that were there were calling him a Fed. What I do know is when they asked the FBI said, we can't tell you whether or not they were people that were there that were doing that. Now,
you see the problem here. This is the dumbest motherfucker. He's dumb. He's a comedian. He's dumb. Usually comedians are very intelligent. They're almost like philosophers. They talk about this guy is the stupidest. He accidentally became famous. That's what it is. The whole idea is when you have people gather in the capital of a country and they are talking about doing some violence, of course you're gonna have undercover intelligent officers inside them. You have to have there to see what's going on. What are you going to do? Just hide? I'm sure there was like 100 or maybe 50 or 70 FBI agents, whatever. They have to be in them. But the violence was not initiated by the intelligence. Why would they do that? Only one person had to get that day when that violence happened on January 6th. Only one person benefited. You know who that person is? Donald douchebag Trump. That's it. He was the only one who benefited. Nobody else who's gonna benefit from the violence, man? You know what I'm saying? This is the stupidest thing I've. Somebody say, "Oh, Joe Rogan." I mean, Joe Biden did it. You know, Joe Biden. You know how Joe Biden is. No, I don't know how Joe Biden is. Well, Joe Biden, you know, was a false flag. Okay, Joe Biden is the president of the United States. The House is inside, belongs to the Democrats. The Senate, I thought, they won the House, they won the Senate, and they're gonna start violence. It doesn't help them, stupid. It doesn't help them, man. Let's go back to this. I was just fixing something, and a lot of shit. So the whole idea is that I almost clipped that shit out. So what's this? What's up, man? Hello, man. Hey, Eduardo Martinez. ¿Cómo está, primos? You know, my channel is 2.8 is all from all over the world, man. Thank you for writing. Everybody write your language. It's okay. So Joe Rogan, the government has nothing to gain by having violence inside. What do they want to do? Arrest those idiots and pay for them to eat for the next 10 years, 5 years inside the jails? It doesn't make any sense. The only person who was going to benefit from the violence on January 6, 2021 was Donald douchebag Trump. That's the only person, and he's eventually going to go to jail if there's any real law and order in the United States. Let's hear what he has to say more.
There's been reports that there was hundreds of agents that were there that were doing that. I don't know if that's true either, but I do know that.
So why are you talking about it? If you don't know, why say it?
They do use agent provocateurs to disrupt peaceful protests. It's a common tactic. What they do is, say if there's a like the World Trade Organization is a great example. And that was in, I think, the 90s in Seattle. And so what they did was they were protesting the World Trade Organization. They were doing it peacefully. It was a big problem. So what they did is they sent in, allegedly, agent provocateurs. They started smashing buildings and lighting things on fire. Now it's not a peaceful protest. Now they can bring in the police. Now they can start arresting people.
I'm going to tell you something. Remember when BLM, when Black Lives Matter had the demonstrations, and a lot of white nationalists put bricks on street corners, and we have on video of people in masks who are white breaking glass into businesses so people could loot, because they have this idea. I call them the Charlie Manson children, because Charlie Manson is the godfather of these America First movements, because he thought by killing Tate and that white lady in Hollywood that he's going to start a race war and he's going to be the leader of the white race. They have the same fucking crazy idea. It's stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. It's never going to happen. So this is the say. Let's listen first. Now remember, the other comedian is too scared to say what he really feels. He's not going to say it.
And then they created a no protest zone where literally if you had a pin on your jacket that was the WTO with a red line through it, they would not let you cross. You could not cross with a pin that was against the WTO and go to work. There was a no protest zone. So they silenced protest, which is a part of our freedom of speech. So this is a tactic that some government agencies use to stop
but
peaceful
wait a minute.
protest.
All right, so what you're saying is on January 6th,
Watch
that this event that obviously Trump organized. Forget about the Giuliani stuff and the, whether they thought that it was
He definitely
stolen.
encouraged people to protest.
Yes. But all right, so you're saying that like,
hold on. Donald Trump said, he tweeted, come on January 6th. It's going to be wild. That fucking piece of shit.
the FBI and Nancy Pelosi, and
I'm not saying Nancy Pelosi.
No, but like you're saying that like they're like, we'll make this instead of an awkward protest, we'll encourage it so that it'll backfire on Trump rather than being this rising of people that believe that there was election corruption.
I think it's certainly
I think
possible.
that would be hard. You think it's possible? I think it's possible.
You don't think it's – wait a minute. You think it's hard to do?
I think that, that the FBI or the CIA saying, hey, Trump lost this election. Because here's what you're kind of implying. Trump lost the election.
Right.
He is such an amazing communicator, and he's convinced this loyal base that there was election.
Listen, I haven't seen this yet. Okay.
We don't want them to protest. How we can end this is if we encourage people to go beyond protesting to essentially go into the Capitol and take a shit in the hallway. I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, I don't see why that would be
Thank you.
of use. Like, I'm more suspicious why Trump didn't call for backup when, for the Capitol Police. You know what I mean? It's like there was, and that like Michael Flynn's brother was, you know what I mean? Like there's way more conspiracy stuff against Trump, and then I think the slim likelihood that
Thank you.
people were like, oh, Trump's a problem. Let's just get these people that are loyal to Trump to run into the Capitol so that we can arrest 300 people. Does that make sense?
No. No, it doesn't
Thank
make
you.
sense. No, I think it's a standard tactic, especially when someone is the enemy of the
Checkmate. Checkmate, Joe.
intelligence agencies. With Trump,
That's a person with integrity. This bald-headed piece of shit who looks like a fucking thumb. You see a thumb? Is a piece of shit.
that's absolutely the case. Trump set himself up against the intelligence agencies. He did it openly and he did it brazenly. And a lot of people think it's very dangerous. Like the intelligence agencies are very important. You want to find out what's going on in other countries. You want to find out what the threats to America are. You want to find out what terrorist activities are going to be taking place and stop them before.
And, JFK had his problem with the intelligence agencies.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, it's unchecked power. Right? That's the deep state. It's unchecked power. And I think Trump was very open about his disdain for the intelligence agencies. He created enemies in the intelligence agencies.
Joe. January 6th was the idea of Donald Trump trying to throw over the government of the United States. He's going to go to trial. They're going to have a jury, and we're going to see everything. There's nothing to hide. You understand? He has lawyers. They have discovery. We have a system here in the United States, Joe. You could not just talk out of your ass. Some guy who accidentally became famous on a podcast that makes no fucking sense anymore. All of us, he's talking out of his ass. Right out of his ass. All this, Joe's information right now, right, is out of his ass. His asshole. Right out of there. Not from the front. It's all from his ass.
Agencies. It's standard for intelligence agencies in this country to encourage agent provocateurs or to employ agent provocateurs.
And so you're saying
this guy,
when he was in Helsinki and he was saying, I believe Putin more than my intelligence community.
You see what he's saying? You know, I like this guy. I got to fucking see his name, man. I know his name, but I'm bad with names. But he's talking facts. He's using his head, not this fucking guy who's just using this opportunity to get headlines and so he could bump his viewership. We need to know how much views he gets because this guy's getting dangerous. Maybe he's not getting a lot of views no more.
That was something the intelligence community was like, we're going to get him.
Well, I think they were going to get him in any way that they could because he's an enemy of the intelligence agencies.
No,
and he was openly talking about them being incompetent and being corrupt. And he fired Comey, and he was against the FBI, and look, it's a very dangerous thing. You talk to people that are in intelligence agencies, like it's a very dangerous thing for a president to be at war with the intelligence agencies and to do it so publicly. And I think it's without a doubt, when you have a gigantic, massive protest that a lot of people think is a threat to democracy, you have these people.
These guys came with a gallows to hang the guy. They built a gallows. It's not like all of a sudden the FBI gave them wood. Donald Trump brought those people to start a riot. He had fake electors. He had them to riot. He had a lot of shit going on. A lot of stuff that day. He was the biggest idiot in history. Donald Trump tried to overturn the United States of America and almost succeeded, believe it or not. But I don't think he's going to succeed because the military, I hope our military was not going to stand for fucking bullshit. The only banana republic is Donald Trump trying to overthrow the
people.
election.
They're saying the election was rigged and they're on the Capitol lawn. They're screaming and yelling.
Yeah.
I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that they would encourage people to do things that were unlawful. Instead of peacefully protesting, which is what everybody was doing on the outside, which is totally legal, to take that and escalate it to entering into the Capitol. Okay. Now you can lock things down, and now you have real clear evidence that this president is responsible for this insurrection attempt, and this is dangerous. This is a threat to our democracy, and he's never going to be president again. We're going to indict him. We're going to go after him. We're going to do all these different things. I think it's not.
That was a Trump dick sucking moment right there. Okay, if the FBI agitated the Trump's demonstrators, nobody got arrested that day. They didn't arrest nobody. That on January 6th, if those people, let's be honest, let's keep it 100 here. If they were black, Arabs, Muslim, or Hispanics, they would have been dead. There would have been a bloodbath. But they let them run around, let them run these white fucking privileged people who think that only Donald Trump could be president, and they're right and everybody's wrong, and they have the deed to this country and everybody's just a guest or renting it. Let them run around. They took shits in the hallway. They broke statues. What they did. Then they got knocked by the FBI and they all go into jail. This is what happened. Joe Rogan is wrong. Joe Rogan is becoming dangerous. He's becoming unhinged. I don't know if he's doing it to to bump up his number. Maybe his numbers are going down at Spotify. You never know. Because on YouTube we used to know what his numbers were. Now we don't know. So I don't think it is. Anyway, what's up, man? Anybody wants to talk? Does anybody wants to? I'm gonna put this right here. Anybody wants to? Okay. God damn it. If anybody wants to come up, press on that. Okay. JC True Crime. Hello. This is crazy. Yo. Where are you guys? Yo, India, man. Yo, India, stop. Huh? Allah Salam. Hi, brother. Okay, hi, brother. How are you, my brother? Come up. You speak English? You speak English? Come up. Press on that link. You can come up. Come up, yeah. Hey, brother. Come here. Huh? Here. Press on this. Press on that and you could come up, man. How are you? Hey, Kike. What is this, from Indonesia? Where are you, from Indonesia or India? You're from India or Indonesia or Brazil? Allahum, Islamum, Hirsimulis. Turkey. Sound like Turkey. Turkey. Erdogan, number one. Hello. Oh, okay. I will ask you a question. Do you love and support? Of course. Why not? Azerbaijan is. I don't know much about Azerbaijan, but I know that they won the war, right? They beat Armenia. Armenia was there 30 years, and they kept on negotiating with Armenia, and Armenia doesn't want to do it. Then, Erdogan, yeah, of course I support Azerbaijan, because when the Soviet Union collapsed, Armenia, there's a lot of ethnic Armenians inside Azerbaijan. So what? They could be citizen. If you don't want to be a citizen of Azerbaijan, get the fuck out. Go to Armenia. That's it. Case closed. Very easy. If you don't want to be a citizen of Azerbaijan and you're Armenian, go to Armenia. But if you want to stay on your land and become a citizen of Azerbaijan and practice your religion, have your freedom, nobody bothers you, the government has to respect you, then we have no issue, man. And then 30 years they were negotiating, and then Erdogan gave them the drones, and those drones did a lot of work, man. The guy, the prime minister of Armenia had to go to Russia to get help. Help us, please, man. They're going to take over Armenia. Any more question you have? Alhamdulillah, somebody asked something, man. Brother, Allahum, still there? I just want to talk to my Indian friends, man. Yo, in India, stop fighting the Muslim, man. These are your brothers, man. You are all Indians, man. I'm seeing these videos of Indians beating up Muslims for no reason. You can't beat up people in the street, man. Do you guys want to destroy India? They all ran away. Look at them. You know what I'm saying? They got to stop that shit. India is going to be the next superpower economically. They are growing. Their birth rate is growing. They have more people. Where this the largest democracy in the world. Why do that? Azerbaijan, yeah, Azerbaijan. Anybody else here want to ask a question? Trying to understand. Yeah. If anybody want to come up, they could press on that link and come up. We could have a conversation if they want to. If not, as soon as I started speaking about India, everybody ran away. They got scared. Don't be scared, man. Don't be scared of Marty. Don't be scared of him, man. You need to be brothers, man. You got to help your country, all right? Anybody else here want to ask a question? Hello. Anybody here from Pakistan, from India, from Azerbaijan, from Armenia, from Turkey, from Indonesia, from Brazil, from Egypt, from Iraq? Want to ask a question? Ask a question, no problem. get to Google and translate the question, and I read it in English. Anybody here? Hello. Hello. Is it me that you're looking for? I'm gonna start singing. Am I the one? This is what this is.
Do it. You can't beat that guy. You just can't. When that guy gets out there, because you're not going to get the Trump supporters. They are all in on Trump. Unless he has a stroke, unless something happens that's horrible. They're all in on Trump.
Yeah, fuck Trump. Trump is garbage, guys. Anyway, before I go, anybody want to ask a question? Huh? Yeah, I gotta go, man. You guys are scared, man. Ask question, man. No problem. Nobody speak English. Does anybody speak English right now? I have 2.7 million followers. It used to be from the short channels. There used to be a lot of from China, from India. Out of the 2 million, nobody speaks English, man. Anybody out there? لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Yo, you got any question, guys? Anybody who's here from India? Put 1. Put the number 1. If you're from India, put the numero uno. Number 1. Write the name of the country. Where are you from? Whoever is in the room right now, write your name of the country. If you're from India, from Pakistan, from Egypt, from Iraq, write the name on the comment. الله يا حمزة الشيخ انت ضيعتنا انت والقانا هذا الله اعلم من جمعتهم لك الهبلان ذولا والله ما وحي منهم بعقله حسرتوا يلو. All right, I gotta go, man. You guys don't run. You guys are boring, man. All right, see you later, guys. Take care. I don't want to talk, man. I was scared. Like, oh, should I talk? I don't know, man. It sounds dangerous, man. All right.
Yeah, bitch so bad I wanna shoot like hoops while I'm riding in the coupe. I got what you want, it ain't nothing but a loop. Don't listen to friends, they don't know what's best for you. I want you, yeah, that
I'm back. Hello, everyone. I gotta talk to somebody. Somebody gotta speak English here. I'm not leaving until somebody speaks English here. And there's how many? 9 people in here? I don't know, 9. Nobody speaks English. Yeah. Nobody speaks English, right? لا حول ولا قوة. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. I'll see you later, guys. Gotta go. Can't waste my time.
yeah, bitch so bad I wanna shoot.